Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the council meeting this afternoon. I'd like to begin by standing for a moment of silence, and we'll follow that with a pledge of allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if we could have a roll call, please.
Tom Eggers.
Aye.
Chantel Ostra. Here. Brad Hint.
Here.
Ken Snyder.
Here.
Pete Hamill.
There.
There.
All right, next item up is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Hamill.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Eggers.
Aye.
Item 3 is the public forum session of our meeting. Is there anyone here that would like to address the council at this time? We have a couple of observers. I don't think you want to address us at this time, do you? Okay. All right. Then let's move on to the consent agenda. I'll take approval for that, a motion for that to approve it.
I got one correction. I had the wrong date. It should be October 10th, Thursday, instead of
You have to have a key card.
on the fire department street request.
Okay.
It should be Thursday the 10th.
Okay. Anything else? So with that, do we have a motion?
No.
We need a motion first to approve and then a second.
Make the motion.
We have support?
Support.
All right. All in favor with the change Brad mentioned, indicate so. Roll call, please.
Snyder.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Hint.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
All right. Let's move on then to new business. Item A, the rezoning of 623rd Avenue from arterial commercial to residential, multiple. I'd like to begin by opening a public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to address that matter at this time? Have we had any written comments?
None.
Okay. A motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Support for that?
Support.
Support.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Hint.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Eggers.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
So we have the resolution. We can approve it and waive second and third readings or move it on.
I think we should waive second and third,
On the ordinance.
If I might.
Yes, please.
So, the printed version, there was a slight change on the agenda. So we have the resolution, and we have the ordinance, and then second and third reading, and then the zoning map. So there's 4 motions. The first motion is to approve the resolution.
Okay. All right.
We're doing this just so they can sell their house, and if something would ever happen, they could rebuild it in that area.
Yeah.
Because right now, if something happened, that house could not be rebuilt. Correct?
Well, I think
Because I remember years ago, that's why we changed that whole block to be an artillery commercial.
Well, and that's a great question, if I can answer.
Yes, please.
And that's a great question. The changes that were made to the zoning code years ago have been good enough for most mortgage lenders, where we haven't had to do rezones, because we do allow the rebuild in most circumstances. In this case, it's an FHA loan, and the buyer is requesting it. So
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that they know their neighbors are all artillery commercial. So
Yes.
they could get a business
Yes.
next door to them.
All right. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, then I'll take a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Okay,
Support.
all right. Straighten it out for you? All right. Roll call, please.
Hens.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Eggers.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
All right. And then we have the ordinance as well. So we need to approve that as in the
First
same-
reading of the ordinance.
First reading of the ordinance, yes. So and this is where we can approve it.
No. You have to first have a motion to approve first reading and approve that, and then you can have a follow-up motion
Okay.
to
All right.
do second and third, or waive it.
So do we have a motion to approve first reading of the ordinance?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve first reading.
I'll support that motion.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hamel.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Hens.
Aye.
All right. Then, do we want to entertain the idea of waiving second and third readings?
Yeah. So moved.
Okay. Do we have support for that?
Support.
Any further discussion there? Roll call, please.
Hens.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye. Snyder.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Hamel. Hamel.
Pete, are you there?
A little slower than usual.
What? Am I going too fast?
delaying a little longer.
Okay.
Aye.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Pete.
That's
That
fine.
was awesome.
That's fine.
All right, then the final item under there is a resolution approving the new Sheldon, Iowa zoning map. We need approval for that. Jump right in, anybody?
So moved.
Support.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hamel.
Aye.
Snyder.
Aye.
Eggers.
Aye.
Hens.
Aye.
Ostra. Aye.
Anything further under that you want to comment on? Okay. Then let's move on to the reports portion of our meeting. Sam, anything further from you?
Yes, city manager's report speaks for itself. Part B, under reports, if we can move into that, and that's introduction of strategic planning options. There's a lot to digest there. Anybody have any initial thoughts or feedback?
You mean in regards to selection, you mean, or format?
Both? It's challenging to come up with a apples to apples comparison because they're all a little bit different. So,
So we've used Cirrus in the past, right? Our history out of Iowa State.
I didn't quite catch what you said.
Cirrus,
Oh, steer, okay. Yeah, ISU is very good. Tim Mormon, who has some Sheldon ties and has also served as city administrator in a number of communities and in economic development. He lives at Lake Park, so he's nearby. He offers, I think, a good solution for us. Corey Plash, she's really good when it comes to, apparently she has experience working with communities with emergency services challenges, so she would bring that flavor to it with her emergency services background. Roger Brooks is more marketing, downtown community ambiance, that sort of thing, and he's extremely good. I've worked with him before in other places. Are you asking me for my recommendation?
No, I'm thinking that, and this is just from my perspective, is we need someone who can competently conduct the process between SCDC and the city in regards to vision casting. And I think that we have the services that came through Cirrus in the past were adequate to meet that. So unless there's varying opinions from the council, I would just elect to go with them. And I think they're going to be the least expensive of them all, and go with that. So.
I have a question regarding it. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I have it that ISU no longer offers that, I think in part because Jeff Scott retired. And I don't know if there's also budget cuts that have eliminated that program. Does anybody else?
Well, they gave us a proposal.
They did?
It's linked.
Oh, I
Now,
missed
that
that
was
one.
the Institute of Public Affairs from the University of Iowa. That Jeff
Okay,
was at.
so this is different than,
That's
What,
Iowa
Jeff?
State University. This is the University of Iowa.
oh, okay, yes,
If you could get him to come out of retirement and do one.
yeah. Because I know we've had him, I've sat in a couple or three with him.
Now, the big thing is, are we going to use it, or is it just going to become a bookshelf and sit on the bookshelf?
You're talking about the results?
The results, yeah.
I
I think that ISU one is
right.
on somewhere on the bookshelf getting dusty, and we don't use it. So if we're going to spend the money, are we going to use it or not?
If I might.
Yeah,
The third link down has the review of the 2019 report. There's quite a few of the items in that report that are checked off.
yeah, I want to say too that those ISU Jeff Scott, whatever shot, sessions, coming back, he would come back and we'd look at the year and past and what we had put on, and a number of those things got checked off, as I recall, serving on SCDC and then early council years. So I would say yes, we would use it. It would not be just bookshelved.
Well, I'd hope that if we go to the effort, that the consensus is yes, we're going to use it. But I've voiced my preference is to have the SCDC and city do it together, because I think it will provide us a format that will give us a better results as far as what we can really do. Because I fear that we'd have a list of SCDC that differs from the list of the city, and then what do we got? There's where I think we'd run more of a risk of having it be unusable than if we were to do it together and itemize things that we can actually agree upon, so.
I would agree that doing it jointly would be much more effective than alone.
And make one more comment.
Yep.
One of the things that I would like you to look at is if you look at the methodology of, we don't have to decide this today, and Tanya's not able to join us today, but if you look at the methodology of Tim Moorman's and you look at what he provides for aftercare and after, implementation, that's a positive.
And the thing I like about his, since we're on the subject, is he's been in the business. He's been a city administrator. He knows how the city operates and runs, and I think that'd be beneficial to a study.
So would we contract him for follow-up? Is that how that would work then?
His proposal is the services that are linked would be provided for a fee of $6,000 plus reimbursement of mileage and meals expenses.
Right, but is he going, after we're done with the process, is he going to come back on a yearly basis and provide us that assistance that I think Brad was talking about?
Yeah, that's a good question. The deliverable is follow-up consulting services with key staff member at 3 and 9 month points. And then you would have if you wanted to do an annual, an annual plan, then probably it'd be another agreement for the following year. If you want to do it, get into the practice of doing it every year. Best time to do a review like this is in April, May, not in December, but we can also make it work doing it this time of year. It's just better to do it before the CIP is adopted and before the budget planning begins in earnest.
So does SEDC have a recommendation or of this list?
I think they were mulling it over.
If we do this jointly, does that mean the cost will be 50/50?
We can discuss that. I mean,
I think
the city's portion is probably the larger, the larger portion. You probably wouldn't have the entire SCDC board in the meeting. You probably just have the executive committee. Otherwise, it becomes harder to be an open meeting, obviously, so everybody could attend. The more participants you have, the more logistical challenges you have.
For those of you that have participated in the past, and again, I refer back to Jeff because that's the only one I can, we had a couple of others that didn't go well, but Jeff's I thought were very valuable. As I recall, the entire SEDC board was involved with it too, not,
Yes.
and I think that's valuable. I mean, it's that many more opinions and that, because each one has an opportunity to weigh in on what's important, what they feel is important, and by a process of elimination, the ones that didn't get as many red dots or green dots or whatever, we used the dot system back then, but the most important, most popular ideas floated to the top through that process, and more opinions on it in that setting makes sense to me. Now, Kurt Moore may have an entirely different process, but I just keep looking back to how that was before, and that's always, I thought it worked well with that many people in the room, the way he did it.
And really, at the end of the time, with the SCDC and the city, a lot of the things were in line for development, were matched what the city wanted to do also. So they were very close.
I'll have it back on the next agenda.
Okay, based on the input you've gotten today. Right? Have you gotten enough input?
No. I mean, I just think having it on the next agenda and talking to Tanya and let
Mhm.
SCDC discuss it some more.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that?
If it's something we're doing jointly, it would be nice to know kind of what the CDC thoughts are,
Mhm.
so, yeah.
All right. Anything else on your report then, Sam?
No, unless there's any questions. Some good numbers that came from Sioux County and O'Brien County on FEMA applications and awards by zip code. We don't need to discuss it, but it's excellent information.
All right. Hearing no questions, let's move on. Todd, anything from you?
Just that it's linked to the agenda here, but just that we'll be doing some smoke testing in the western half of the center of town and the and west of Second Avenue next week. So urge people to fill their traps so they don't get smoke coming up through their floor drains. And unfortunately, I'm sure we'll get a couple of 911 calls. It happens every time we do it. So apologize in advance, Brad. But it's a good process, and it's something we need to do. It's something that we want to continue to work on to reduce our I&I. It's a good thing to do no matter what. So otherwise, I have nothing.
All right. Eric, anything from you today? Okay. Angie?
No, thank you.
Micah?
No.
Counsel to my left.
Thank you.
Pete, from you, anything?
No.
Okay. Counsel to my right? Okay. Then I have nothing either, so then we need a motion to go into closed session, right? So we need a motion for moving into closed session then.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Hamel,
Aye.
Kent,
Aye.
Snyder.